Hey guys, Eric with Verus Engineering, and today we're going to be doing a quick little install on Clay's GR Corolla. Behind me, we have our pitch stop brace, which are 5-axis CNC milled out of 6061 aluminum. We think they're really nice units. They completely replace the factory, unit on both the engine mount side and the chassis side. They end up going to be something like this. And we can go compare those to the factory units here briefly. All right, so we have our pitch stop brace components in front of us. We have the engine mount side, we have the chassis mount side braces. These are 5-axis CNC milled on our mills in-house. We have a slightly longer bushing retainer, or center bushing. That's gonna go in the chassis side. And then we have a slightly less long bushing that's going to go on the engine mount side. We have a nut, which is going to reuse the factory bolt, and then the nut is going to be on the other side. Then we have 3 different durometers. I think it's actually this way. So if you want to go softest to hardest, I believe blue's the hardest. We'll make sure that that's the case when we release this video, but I know that black is the softest. It's fairly pliable. We're gonna install that on Clay's GR Corolla today. These are gonna end up going in here, and then we're gonna push this bushing through the center, which is a nice snug fit. Let's get to the install.
As far as tools required, we need a flathead screwdriver. I used a 3/8. You can use a all 1/2 inch, doesn't really matter. Anyways, you need something to drive sockets. So we have a 3/8 ratchet, we have a 3/8 impact with a 14 swivel. The swivel is not necessary, the 14 millimeter is. 24 millimeter socket, that is to hold the nut that we provide stable. 22 millimeter socket, 1/2 inch drive ratchet, and then we were using a 1/2 inch drive torque wrench. You also need a jack and jack stands or a lift to do this install. Otherwise, that's all that's needed.
All right, so the reason for producing this product is that this part seems to fail. Right here, this guy is not really attached with much rubber, and over actually a fairly brief time, these will actually break and cause excessive engine movement and noise. So ours basically replaces that with a little bit stronger and more durable polyurethane bushings. And we also made them out of 6061 instead of a cast aluminum. So it's also going to be a little bit stiffer. Basically, you can see how they are roughly the same part, but machined out of a solid chunk of aluminum instead of cast. We actually kept the factory shape for the most part for this guy because we thought it looked actually really neat. So kept the same shape. This one changed a little bit, and then we put some cool chamfers on it and milled it on our in-house CNC machines. So now we're gonna get under the car and finish installing it. All right, unfortunately we're not doing the install on a lift today. We have to kind of knock it out really quickly, but you can actually see our prototype right there. Now you're gonna have your factory unit. We're gonna remove that bolt. We're also gonna remove those 4 bolts right there on the engine, and then the whole unit's gonna come out as a solid piece. We'll end up installing it in 2 halves because it's a little bit easier, but we can take it off, I believe, as a single part. I might loosen the bolt. I'll probably loosen that bolt in the center because I don't know if it can come out as a single piece without rotating. But anyways, to get this panel off, you're going to use a bunch of push clips. Use a flathead screwdriver to remove those. I have 7 of them removed. If you have our front splitter, and you don't want to remove the front splitter, you can kind of just work around this. And it's kind of a pain in the butt, but at the same time, it's better than removing the splitter and this splash shield, so we're just going to work through it as such. I will let you know the bolt sizes here shortly, and we'll continue on with the install. All right, so we are now underneath the car again. 33 foot-pounds on the 14 millimeters there, 125 on the engine to chassis side, and then right that guy
which is M16. That's going to be 148. So we're going to get our torque wrench out and torque those to spec.